Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Johnny Pardo. I'm a self-published author and self-development writer. I believe in helping people see their purpose and value in life. So for today's topic, I want to talk about communication and how important this is in everyday life. So there's several different types of communication. I'm going to cover all of these in today's video. So as we've evolved through time, we tend to use social media an awful lot more these days than we used to. Now that means there's an awful lot of texting, an awful lot of messaging, which can sometimes mean we neglect our communication skills in the process of this, and we perhaps don't talk to people as much as we used to. So in today's world, we use an awful lot of social media. We often sometimes forget how important communication is in terms of speaking to one another and practicing everyday conversation. So we need communication skills every day, whether it's a job interview, whether it's a conversation with a person, or producing our own videos, as I'm doing now, because videos are becoming an increasingly popular thing on social media. So it's important we hone in on those skills. So I'm going to go through some methods on how we can improve our communication skills in everyday life. Now, communication in conversation can be broken down into two sections. There's the verbal side of it, and there's the non-verbal side. So the verbal is around what you're saying and your tone. But more of it is your tone and how you're saying something than what you're actually saying. And then there's the non-verbal. Non-verbal communication subconsciously allows us to pick signs off one another and what that person's trying to say and how they're trying to say it. And often if we pause the film and just watch non-verbal body language, we can understand how the characters are feeling about each other and what kind of person they're trying to be. Okay, now into my tips about how we can improve our communication skills. The first one, as I'm doing very often these days, is recording yourself. So recording yourself speak every day and then listening over to what you're saying can be really helpful for getting used to how you talk, understanding how your tone is, how you speak, what you might need to improve. So recording yourself can be really helpful to understand how you sound and appear to other people. My next tip is speaking groups. So join speaking groups such as Toastmasters, for example, where I've recently joined as a member, where you get the opportunity to present and speak in front of people and get that feedback from others, and as a result you can improve your communication. My third tip is to watch the top speakers. Not necessarily the top speakers on just YouTube, but the best communicators you know. So if there's someone at your work who's a very good communicator, who impacts a lot of people from the way they deliver a message, watch how they talk, watch their body language, listen to their tone, as well as watching people on YouTube who are top of their field to really get an understanding of what makes a good speaker, what makes a good communicator. My next tip is actually speaking to people. So rather than just emailing your colleagues all day or texting everyone, actually work on having a conversation with someone. Perhaps rather than messaging someone at work, go over to their desk and talk to them. Or if you're going to text someone, why not pick up the phone and have a conversation with them? And the final point and top tip I'd like to make is, when you're on meals or social situations, get off your phone and actually have a conversation. Speak to those people rather than your mind being elsewhere and not being in that moment working on that conversation. So in conclusion today, what I'm trying to say is there's many methods of communication these days, and often we're using the internet to communicate on Facebook or Instagram or whatever app you're using. So we're going to be using a lot of emails, we're going to be using a lot of text messages or Facebook Messenger, whatever you're saying. Okay, you're going to use them because that's where we are nowadays, but it's important to work on your communication skills in how you talk with people day to day, because ultimately we need to be able to talk to one another to get our message across best. You can't understand someone's tone, someone's body language from a message. So when you're going for job interviews, when you're out with people, you need to be able to use those kind of communication skills. So why not improve them in every chance you get? So I hope this video has been of value to you. You can find me on my website, which is johnnypardo.com, and you can also find me on social media. Until next time, catch you later.